All right, so this is a 2.5-year update on the NOBO 10.6, and we just finished about a 2,500 mile road trip to Utah. As you can see, super dirty, a lot of red dirt, a lot of sand, but the camper held up great again. This is probably the 8th or 9th time that we've used it for extended amounts of time, not one-nighters, like we're talking a week at a time. And so far, things are holding up very well, and surprisingly, it drives down the road really well, tracks down the road really well. We're still on the original Goodyear Duratreks, no problems there. As you can see, they still look good, still look relatively new. And this does get stored under covers. I just finished washing it because it was tore up. It was so nasty from the trip. But yeah, so when it's not in use, I store it under cover. As you can see, the inside, a couple marks on the floor. Cushions are holding up pretty good. TV's never been used. And of course the AC, it'll freeze you out, like I said before, but it works great because it did get up in the 90s and it was pretty hot. We do plan on hauling some 3-wheelers in this eventually, but right now I'm just going over a quick overview of how things are holding up. The cabinets are good. I'm actually thinking about taking the TV out because it frees up a little access to that back. And I think you can store some bags up there pretty easily if you took that TV out. Like I said, that it never gets turned on, so it's pretty much a waste right now. Other than that, the ramp goes down. We usually prop it up, typically on a bunch of blocks or a cooler, and we sit on it. No problems there. So as you can see, it's pretty clean, no issues. No damage to this either. I'm gonna raise up the phone, but we also just washed the roof. And then every time we take it out, we also use the rooftop tent. So the rooftop tent could be more comfortable. I slept in the Smittybilt one, and I believe it is more comfortable, but it does work, and it's not bad. It's got enough windows to let them all out. You can take the rain fly off. I recommend if it's gonna be windy, you do take the rain fly off because it flaps really hard no matter how much you tighten them down. But the tent itself, it's worked great. Probably will swap it out though for a Smittybilt tent, just because I like the mattresses better, and I like the way it packs up because this one right here, the cover kind of sits around and cinches up. I wash the cover as well just to help maintain it, but the cover does not zip up around, so air gets underneath it, it lifts up, which is good and bad. So if you're driving, it kind of airs it out, and if it is wet from like a night sleeping, then it's fine because you'll get some air under there, and then it'll help dry it out and keep it from like molding and stuff like that. The problem is if it is raining while you're driving, rain will get up in your tent, which is what you don't want. And when you close this, you have to leave windows cracked, doors cracked. That way, when you fold it, it actually compresses down. But not too many complaints with it. Like I said, just a couple things here and there. This is my 3rd or 4th rooftop tent. So moving on, the kitchen setup. It has the stove and the Dometic cooler, and then of course behind it, it has the log safe. This Dometic cooler has been awesome. No problems running off one battery for extended amounts of time. Keeps everything cold, about 35 degrees, and it just works awesome. No complaints there. That's also held up very well. I wiped it down, just cleaned it up. Stove is hit or miss. It's got these flaps on it that fold down right here, and basically you need to flip it all the way back if you want to put something you're going to have wind. Stove is okay. I understand why a lot of people swap it out for the Blackstone. The whole slide out assembly is really good. No complaints there. That's held up great, and there's been no issues with that whatsoever. That's actually one of my favorite parts of this, is you pull it out, and then you can have access to your fridge. I think there's a lot of wasted space behind the cooler that they probably could have put some stuff in there, and that's why some people knock it out and they take out the back wall. Now for the pantry, no issues there. A lot of people do swap this out and they put a window here. I'm not going to do that because I actually like the pantry. I stacked this full of Yeti cups, and then silverware, paper towels, trash bags, a couple card games, silverware, knife, food, put all kinds of stuff in there, and it works great. Up front, no complaints, one battery, one propane tank, no issues. I do tow with a standard receiver, no weight distribution, none of that. Tow's fine, no issues. But overall, like I said, 2.5 years later, I think this is the one thing that's happened so far. The wallpaper. Other than that, it's held up really well. And like I said, there's been no real issues, knock on wood, that I've had with it. So, like I said, 2.5 year overview. Big trip to Utah. I towed it down some nasty BLM roads, stuff like that. And to be honest, half the highways going up from Texas to Utah are worse than some of the BLM land dirt roads and all the other stuff. So hope this helps. If you do have one of these, I highly recommend that you keep it covered and you wash it after all your trips and keep that roof clean. That's helped with the longevity of this, especially when we're talking about like seals and silicone. Having it covered has really helped, like, you know, keep this thing fresh. And then when it's on the road, it's been leak-free so far. So no complaints. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions on the NOBO 10.6, feel free to drop a comment below.